Hey guys, how's it going? I thought I would have a little discussion about the Dune TCG that came out many years ago. This is a water sellers deck that you can find probably for a way overpriced on eBay, because anything with Dune on it, the way with the popularity nowadays, everybody thinks they can get, I don't know, 5 to 10 times the cost of what it would have been when it first came out. Now, one thing about these starter decks that I always found interesting is that while you have your associated characters of whatever the team or house or whatever, Fremen with Fremen and House Atreides, House Carino, there was always one card that was from somebody else. For instance, you see the lion logo on this character right here, and that is someone from House Carino. The card game is pretty straightforward. You see this symbol right here. That's intrigue, that is used for like mind games and assassination. There's also dueling, which is more like a theatrical sport. Yeah, you could get hurt, but I don't think they're out to kill you. Not unless it's, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, Sting goes crazy and tries to kill, Paul Atreides. I can't remember the guy's name from the movie. Wait, McLaughlin? No. What was it? Well, whatever. Someone will put it on the chat and be like, "Hey, Sleepy Boy, it's actually this guy." Yeah, that's fine. But see how this character has a 1 right there. There are troops that you can find. Basically, they add as a... Oh, here we go. Here's a perfect example. So, here's a troop. It says a corpse or a union. He has some arbitration and has some resistance. You can, if you wanted to, see how this guy has the number 2 on his skill. You can slap 2 of these guys if you want to boost up his arbitration skill. Right now he's at 4, and with the added attachment of this character as well, his resistance is 4. So some characters gain surprise, and what that means is that they hit you first before you can strike back. Now, with certain characters stockpiled and open war combat, that can be very devastating. So this guy has a lot of intrigue, but of course, he's an assassin, not a mentat assassin or master of assassins, but an assassin nonetheless. And the big kahuna for the water sellers is this guy right here, which I believe was a deleted scene from the new movie where everyone was basically was it a deleted scene, or am I remembering the other one, the one from the Sci-Fi Channel? Well, anyway, there was a scene where everyone was having dinner at Arakeen, and Duke Leto was trying to make himself look powerful and good and stuff like that, and basically Navajo, and basically, things, everybody wanted to, stab each other in the back as usual. There's a lot of political stuff going on, and it's kind of crazy, But yeah, this is the rule book. I leave it to people's interpretations. There's a lot of ways you can go with this, but overall, this was a underrated game. It didn't really touch base with the fan base because everyone back then was more interested in Magic the Gathering or probably the beginning of Yu-Gi-Oh, I want to say. Yeah. So this is just one of the TCGs that fell out of the wayside that certain people have and now think that they can, get mucho dinero for these cards in the eBay market. So if you're crazy enough to get into it, well, this northern area of Dune with all the ice, that's pretty much a protected area from what the book said. But usually your little feet is on this box right here. Now, it comes with 60 cards. You can add more if you like. It depends on you. If you try to ally yourself with other characters from other houses, it gets pretty expensive. But at least if there's only one deck that you have and you notice that there's somebody else is there, I don't think the other player will mind if, like, hey man, I want to bring out so and so because he was here with my original cards. Another interesting thing is the number up here, which is the cost to bring the card out. Because this card has a blue background on the back of it, there is a kind of a wager thing going on where it's like you and whoever you're playing against is like, all right, I want to petition for so-and-so, I want to bring them out. And the guy could be like, he or she or they for that matter, who is your opponent, could be like, oh yeah, well, why don't you pay 4? And if you agree, well, that's the end of that. But there's also a chance for you to say, oh yeah, why don't you pay the difference? And, on that mark, you won't be able to bring this guy out, but you were able to take some of the money from your opponent's side of the field, and they basically have 2 less Solare or whatever number you thought of. It's basically a back and forth for these cards. But these cards right here, you can bring them out. There's no petition for these regular cards. They're some of them are labeled, like, see that label right there? That's the water sellers. So basically, was it a fun game? Yes, it was. I just wish that this game would have found the right audience back in the day. Maybe they would bring it back. I doubt it. I mean, if they played it right, I don't know. It's hard to say. Oh, hey, how's it going? But at least for those who were alive back then and collectors, there's still some form of cards out there. They're like old new stock. I do not have the Fremen deck, but this binder is full of other cards. Basically, if you get a load of this card right here, they basically went with the David Lynch style of the characters, because back then that was the only Dune movie that was available. So thank you all for hanging out, and yeah, if I find any more of my old cards, maybe I'll do a little demo match and we'll see what's up. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.